Here, bringing you my second video blog. I'd like to thank all of you guys for watching the first one and tuning in. I have a lot to talk about today, but first, what I just really want to say before I actually get into anything is I really wanted to thank all of my followers, all of my readers. You know, I'm new to this whole MMA columnist, journalist thing, this whole Twitter thing, and really everybody has been beyond supportive. And I know, you know, if you follow me, you know, I always use the term much appreciated, and truly, I know I overdo it, but truly everything that you all do is much appreciated because everybody's been very nice. Nobody's had any really bad things to say, and that's okay. You know, I'm open to criticism, but everybody's truly been very supportive. You know, I had very kind words with regards to my article, my last video blog, well, my first ever video blog. So, really, thank you very much, so much for all of your support, everybody. Also, just before I hop into anything, as you can see behind me, I don't live in a basement. Just figured I'd clarify that. You know, this is just what I have for the summer, and I do have my own place, but this is just what I'm working with right now. So, you know, funny that some of you bring it up. I had a couple good laughs out of it. All in good fun, no big deal, no worries. Just figured I'd clarify that before I actually get into my other video blog, because I feel like some other people will be asking. So don't live in a basement. Now, just hopping right into it, what we really wanted to talk about today is, first I want to recap Fedor versus Henderson and the Strikeforce card. All in all, I thought it was a pretty good card. Some entertaining fights. Thought some fights could go, you know, the other way or different ways, but you know, it's MMA. That's why we watch it. You know, anything's possible. So just really, I could talk about all the other fights, but truly want to focus mostly on Fedor versus Henderson. All in all, I thought it was a really entertaining fight. You know, it may have lasted one round, but I'd just also like to point out, it was my first preview prediction article that was put to test that I wrote. Went completely opposite the direction I predicted. So, you know, I mean, I said that they would respect each other in the first round and come out strong in the second. That didn't happen. It took Fedor it didn't take him any time to really get to the center of the ring and go for Dan Henderson, and Henderson exchanged punches back. And it was really, truly an entertaining fight. And Dan Henderson, even if you think it wasn't entertaining, he was pushing up Fedor against the cage and displaying phenomenal clinch ability. It really was a true wrestling and clinch clinic. You know, might have not been as much wrestling, but Henderson truly displayed some phenomenal skills. And when it all came down to it, though, if we're talking about how the fight ended up, I thought, you know, at first Fedor was recovering and he wasn't out. But, you know, I was a part of that. You know, it happened so fast that I'm like, wait, are you kidding me? Fedor's recovering. You watch the replay, okay, and Fedor's body did go limp, okay? Henderson caught him with a shot. Fedor's body did go limp. And I know Fedor's been in these situations before, and he's been wobbled. He's been knocked pretty hard in the face, and he's gone limp sometimes. I know we want to see him pretty much battle it out until he has to be carted off. But to Herb Dean's defense, you know, Fedor did go limp, okay, and he broke it up at the right time. You know, when someone goes limp, you want to break it up. That's just a part of his job. So Fedor went limp, and what I've been saying is that Fedor was a half second too late. You know, when you fight, you get knocked out, but not knocked out cold. You get knocked out, and it takes a little bit, hardly any time to recover. And Fedor got knocked out, and he recovered, but he was a half second too late. So I'm not taking any credit away from Dan Henderson. It was a great fight. And not taking anything away from Herb Dean. Is it questionable? I mean, no, it's unfortunate. It really is. You know, I'm a Fedor fan. I'm a Dan Henderson fan as well. It's unfortunate that it went down like that, but it was, in the end, it was the right call. No credit away from Henderson. And hats off to Fedor, really. He truly, in the end, you could look at however the fight turned out, but what you truly want to view is how the fight turned out, not how the fight turned out, how the fight went about, and it was a war. These legends, these veterans of the game, put on a show and truly went to battle. And I view it as a great fight, one that will go down definitely being remembered. So, regards to where everything stands now, Fedor was cut by Strikeforce. Obviously, Dana White has not been really much of a Fedor fan. I could get into a little bit more of the backstory, but maybe I'll just save that for another video. So hopefully, I know Fedor still has a contract with Showtime, so still a talented fighter, and he will land on his feet. Hopefully, we all see him in the cage again. I hope he does not retire. I think he still has has a lot left in the tank. Regards to Henderson, though, UFC has expressed interest. Dana White is interested. Hopefully, they can work out a contract. The only question that I really bring up that I've been asking over the past couple of days is, obviously Henderson gives up his Strikeforce belt. Does he fight light heavyweight, or does he go to middleweight? And is he given an immediate title shot, or does he have to fight as a contender? I think those are all pretty good questions that can be brought up. So that's all in all, regards to Fedor and Henderson. That's what I wanted to really talk about. Now, tonight, I did shoot this video yesterday. The audio and video didn't match up. So today, UFC 133, and I couldn't be more excited. And I just really, what I've been talking about over the past couple of days is, actually over a week, is that UFC 133 on paper does not look like the most entertaining card. It doesn't. There are some really good fights, but it doesn't look like the most entertaining card. I've said in the past all the time, oh, who's fighting? Well, it's not the most entertaining card. It's not the best fighters fighting on the card. I'm calling this one. I'm calling on a hunch. This is going to be one of the more exciting cards of the year, or if not the most exciting card. I just have one of those hunches. I feel like we're in for one great show tonight in Philadelphia, UFC 133. I think there's going to be fireworks. There's going to be a couple knockouts, a couple TKOs, submission victories. It's going to be exciting, and I'm calling that. Exciting card tonight, UFC 133 in Philadelphia. So that's just my hunch. I could talk about quite a few fights. I just really want to talk about the Ortiz versus Evans fight. First, I would just like to say I was super excited to watch Phil Davis fight. I think he's a talented fighter, great wrestler, evolving striker. The sky's the limit with him in the light heavyweight division. If you don't feel that, that's fine. That's just my take. I think the sky's the limit with him. Now, Davis goes down. Machida's asked to come in, or he's presented the opportunity, asked for more money. It's disappointing. He asked for Anderson Silva money, and I'm not going to get into all the details of that. I'm just going to say that was very disappointing. If the boss comes, gives you a main event, it gives you the opportunity to get into a top contender spot, which I guess he thinks he already is, even though Evans is considered the top contender, you take this fight. And not to mention, he already beat Evans in impressive fashion. He made Evans look foolish on his feet, and Evans, it seemed like a win-win situation. It was Evans' fight to lose, and it was Machida's to win. So disappointing with Machida. And now we question when he's going to get the next title shot. Who does he fight next? So Ortiz steps up. And this is what a veteran does. Obviously, at first, he wasn't all on board for it. But this is what a veteran does. He steps up to the plate, and he gets it done. He accepts the card, even though he fought at UFC 132. And he takes card. So hats off to him. I like how he's turning it around. He has a different attitude. Maybe he's playing Dana White's game a little bit. Maybe he's finally figuring it out. Not saying I support that or anything, but he's learning how to play the game, I guess, Dana White's way. So when it comes down to the fight, though, okay, hats off to Ortiz, but, okay, I think it is very hard to judge how Tito Ortiz fought in his last fight. Did he beat Ryan Bader? Yes, he did. But he caught him early, and he jumped all over it, and he got a great submission victory. But it's very hard to judge his last fight. It really is. We didn't get to see his cardio. We didn't get to see his striking pan out too long. He caught Ryan Bader, and, we really didn't get to see it. If he went through a war, 2 to 3 rounds and beat Bader, we'd be like, wow, he could really give Evans a shot. But we just know he caught him. So it's going to be an interesting fight. Although I'll give it to Ortiz. He is focused. He's ready to go. It should be an interesting fight. But when it comes down to, I think this is Evans' fight. I think he's a lot more talented fighter than Tito Ortiz. He's much more talented on his feet. But wrestling, though, Rashad is a very good technical wrestler in MMA, and Ortiz is just the same. Their first fight was a phenomenal fight, and maybe if Ortiz wasn't clinching the cage, wasn't caught holding onto the cage and with the point deducted, he probably comes out on top of that fight. But this is a different Evans, and it's a different Ortiz at different times of their career. So it should be interesting. I like the way that Rashad is separated from Jackson's camp, and he's got a new training coach. So, I think he's going to come out and try and make a very bold statement about going his separate way. And I think Evans comes out on top. Tito has a great chin. He's been in battles before. Evans, not so much. We did see him get rocked quite a bit against Rampage, got completely rocked against Machida, but I still think he has the athleticism. We all know how he likes to taunt, he likes to strut. He's got a lot of speed and athleticism, so I think Evans is going to be a little bit too fast for Ortiz. So when it comes down to it, I think it's going to be a TKO victory for Evans in the third. He's going to really, Tito's chin gets him into the third round. I think Evans' striking is going to really finish this fight. So Evans by victory, TKO, third round. Going to be a good fight. It's going to be a great card tonight, really. So very exciting night tonight. I can't wait for it. Lastly, I just really want to touch very, very briefly on the cuts that were made by Zuffa. And to the defense of both sides, let's see, for the pro-Zuffa sides, I understand it's business, and you lose a couple of fights. It's that's the way it is. If you're not performing, and I'm not saying some of the fighters weren't performing, but if you're not playing the game, it's my way or the highway. That's the way Zuffa's doing business, and it could be considered unfortunate. For the people that are really against the cuts, I completely understand as well. Is that they're people too? They're fighters. And some of them are very, very talented. Kunin, I thought, not only was a pioneer for WMMA, but she put on a great fight. She defended her belt multiple times. She put on a great fight against Miesha Tate. That was a very entertaining fight. She lost the belt, but still, it's very unfortunate. The good thing is, in regards to this, is that they're talented fighters, these Golden Glory fighters, the Emelianenkos. I still think they're talented fighters, a good majority of them. They will land on their feet, and really, truly wish them the best of luck wherever they go. So hats off to them. I truly wish them the best of luck. So, and in regards to the pro Zuffa side, it's that's the way they're doing business now, and it's a real cruel world we live in. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and that's the way business is done sometimes. I think we have to grasp that and understand it. It's unfortunate, and to the non-Zuffa side, it's like, yeah, there's still people too, and it is unfortunate that it happened this way, but that's the way it is sometimes. So I'm just going to take it right down the middle, the path down the middle, not take either side. So that's what I have to say regards to the cuts. They will land on their feet. And truly, that's all I really have to talk about today. I'm very excited about these fights tonight. It's UFC 133 night. Now, I'm heading out in the next couple of minutes after I post this video. Lastly, once again, thanks to the followers. You can follow me on Twitter, KyleChrisMMA, with the underscores. They actually are underscores. And lastly, just a shout out to Couch Fighter. Great website. I owe them everything. Really the opportunity to write and get, at least my voice and, my preview predictions articles out there. And the sky's the limit, really. We've got some great writers, great articles coming out, and really new site, but really give it a look. So give Couch Fighter a look. That's all I got. UFC 133 tonight. I hope you all have a great time. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great night tonight. I'm out of here.